How are you doing? So today, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Rondell. Yeah, I know. I said hello. Did I say your name wrong? I apologize if you don't say it like that. Yes, we did. How are you doing today? Hello, Woman Evolve. How are you doing? Today we're talking about nonprofit funding. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jackie. I am a life and business coach. What I do is I help future and current entrepreneurs build their life, their finances, and their business. Okay, so let's get on to the topic because I don't want to keep hey, I don't want to keep you all long. So I'm on here and I'm talking about nonprofit funding. The mistakes that people and I'm listen, the everybody makes a mistake. A lot of people make mistakes when they're forming a new business. One of the reasons is because they don't get people to help them build. Hello, Melissa. They form these businesses like nonprofits or profit business, and they believe the fiction stories or the fairy tales that people tell them that you don't have to do anything, and that is not true. Hello, Shanika. It takes a lot of hard work. And the best thing you can do, whether you have a profit business or a nonprofit business, is create a team. Okay, it's hard to be out here in these streets or in your home or wherever you're doing business at. Hello, Williams, and you don't have a team with you. And a lot of times when people form nonprofits, you have a board members, but the board members really don't. Okay, in the perfect world, people form nonprofits and they have a board that is active. They find doctors and lawyers and friends that actually help and donate them. But for the rest of the world who don't have this luxury, okay, the ones that's over here struggling, I'm going to tell you some things that you should do in order to get your nonprofit funded. And is it easy? No, it's not. Does it take a lot of hard work? Yes, it do. I mean, if you thought coming up with the money to get the 501c3 and setting up your business was hard, what I'm going to tell you, it's not like rocket science, right? The reason why it's difficult is because people find it hard to do these things. It's really a self-image. Sometimes people feel like they shouldn't, that hello, Kashawn Jackson, how you doing? People feel like because they open up this business and you're doing something for the community, that people should automatically donate to you because they know you and they're your friends, and it doesn't always happen like that. It really does not always happen like that. Like I said, you got this few over here that it happens like that. They got friends on the board who help them. They have friends and family members who will donate and help them out. Hello, Edgar, and do whatever it takes for them to be successful. And then there's these other people who still want to get involved and change their communities, okay, but don't have the help that these people over here do, right? So I'm talking to these people over here that don't have the help, because the people that have the help should already know this. Now, this might be useful for people who already got the help, but my focus is the ones that don't really know. Hello, Legs. How are you doing? Thank you for joining me. Okay, funding your nonprofit. I'm going to give you 8 ways. Get your pencils and your paper because I'm moving fast. I'm going to drop some knowledge on you. I'm not going to go into detail about all of them, but I'm going to tell you briefly tell you about some of it. Hello, Reggie Blaston. How you doing? Hey, Tay, what's up? Edgar, how you doing? I'm talking about nonprofit funding, okay? So y'all ready? If you're ready, put a 1 down. Tell me you're ready. If you're ready for number 1, put a number 1 down. If you're ready to hear about funding, put a number 1 in the comments. because if you're not ready, I'm not going to waste my time giving you this free information. Hey, how you doing? If you're ready for number one, please type number one in the comments. I'm just waiting on y'all to participate, because it's a training and it's just for you and it's absolutely free. Put one in the comment if you're ready to hear one. Give me some ones. Come on, y'all. Y'all can do it. It don't cost you nothing to put a number one down. Come on now. Come with me. Work with me. Okay. So I got a couple of number ones. Listen, these are some troopers. These are some winners. Yes, number ones. Thank you. Number one, the one thing you need to understand is that people hear the word grants, they hear foundations, they hear all these things, but understand 73% of funding for all nonprofits come from donations from individuals. So you might ask me, well, heck, I've been asking the people I know, and they've been saying, no, they ain't been giving me no money. There you go right there. There is. That's my Jackie-ism or my countryism, okay? I'm a country girl that love the city. But anyway, so you have been asking the wrong people. And some people go to Fund Me. Fund Me is great. But listen, you just can't put a site up there and act like people supposed to automatically see your site, because you have to understand, if you found that website, you're not the only one that's on that website. So how do you get yourself seen? Okay, how do you get yourself seen when there's hundreds of thousands of nonprofit? Listen, and even with the 501c3, do you know there are 27 different types of nonprofit? Hello, Rachel. There are 27 different types of nonprofits. Okay, there are hundreds of thousands of people who are nonprofit posting on GoFundMe, doing crowdfunding. How do you get yourself known? You do the work, okay? You ask the right people, and you don't stop at just them people that you know. See, the reason why your nonprofit get $0, Crystal, and I'm going hard, and I apologize if this hurt your feelings, but sometimes I got to break you down so you'll understand what the problem is. If the people that you asked that you know said no, do not allow that to stop you from asking. Because listen, out of 17 people you ask that say no, and I'm not talking about the people that know you, out of 17 strangers that you don't know very well that say no, probably 3 of them may say yes. But you have to be brave enough to go out there in the streets, literally, virtually, by mail, by phone, and ask. How many times, thank you, Tay-Tay, how many times have you picked up the phone and somebody was saying, hello, this is Jackie. I'm calling you from the Special Olympics. Hello, this is Jackie. I am campaigning for Alaboo. Okay, I'm campaigning for Jane Doe. Jane Doe is running for governor, and he appreciates your donation. Or, hey, this is Jackie. I am calling you from the sheriff department. We're calling the neighborhood to ask for donations, because they're going after the donations from individuals by any means necessary. So you got to take that attitude if you want somebody to donate, and stop acting like you don't have to participate. 73% comes from donations. That doesn't leave much for anything else. So if you believe that your nonprofit was going to be funded by corporations, okay, the other one, by these other ones, you're wrong. You are wrong. Okay, can they be funded? Can they have a larger than I'm just gonna say 25% give in there? Of course they can, because anything is possible. But on the real 75% of 73% of nonprofits funding come from individuals. So you have to get used to asking people for money. And if you wait to the end, I'm going to tell you how you ask people for money. Okay, so another source, and I may have, okay, so that's number one, the donations, right? Number two is foundations. A lot of foundations, and there's tons of them that put up money, people who have passed away or people who have large money and decide that they want to donate for particular causes. And what you have to do is apply for funding. Somebody say apply. You ain't got to type it. If you want to type it, type it. Apply. You have to apply. Once again, you have to apply. Another source is corporations. Corporations give money. They give money. They give money. If you have a nonprofit and you are needing money, you got to find out which corporations are giving money. And I'm going to give you some information at the end. Make sure to add on to this, but your corporations. Another one everybody knows is grants. Grant.gov, you can go to grant.gov and find a particular grant that will fund your nonprofit. But here it is. Make sure you wait to the end. I'm going to add to that. The next one, which is number 5, and like I said, I might have written this on my paper wrong, is earned income. Earned income meaning although you are a nonprofit, you can earn revenue. Okay, because all nonprofits don't give everything for free. All nonprofit is not giving everything for free. And see, that's one of the fallacies that people believe, that just because it's a nonprofit it's free. Did you know that some credit union banks are nonprofits? Did you know that some organizations like the what is it called? The organizations like the Urban League, like the NAACP, organizations like the Junior League is a very popular. They're nonprofits. Okay, remember I told you 27 different types of nonprofits. So they actually get revenue, and they get it from their memberships. Okay, so there's something called Fed funds that you can apply for, which is like works just like some similar to government grants and stuff. Then there's fiscal sponsors. People will sponsor you. Sponsorships is a way to get funding. Okay, so let me wrap this all up. I told you donations, foundations, donations, foundations, corporations, grants, earned income, Fed funds, and sponsors, right? That's actually 7 and not 8. So how do you get in that pot? Number 1, if you do not know what to say, you need to align yourself with somebody to teach you how to talk to these individuals in order to get funding. Okay, because it can start with a conversation, it can start with a letter, okay, it can start with emails, but a conversation has to take place, because remember, there are hundreds and thousands of nonprofits, and just because you're focused on one, you have to understand there's hundreds and thousands. Hello, Tamika. Hello, V. Hello, Aries. Thank you for joining me. So you have to find a way to get to the surface. And what better way is to take the salesman approach and, hi, my name is Jackie. I am the founder of Route to Victory. Route to Victory is a 501c nonprofit organization that was created to help you learn money management or whatever the case may be. But you have to start talking to people. In order for you to get money from them, regardless of it, you have to have established programs. Okay? It's not enough that you say, hey, I'm just going to teach people how to do budgets. You have to formulate an actual program. You just can't go willy-nilly and say, knock on somebody's door, say, hey, I'm trying to get some money so I can create some classes and stuff. And the reason why and that's like, classes, what classes? Can you tell me more about your nonprofit? What actually do you do? Well, it say it in the name. It say that I told you, I help people with their budgets and stuff. So you have to get professional with it. You're dealing with people who have large resources and they want to give. Hello, Loretta. Hello, WN. How are you doing? They want to give. And look, if you don't have programs created, and I'm not talking about just names or something that you did, you have to have not only programs, you have to have campaigns going. You have to have a campaign and have a goal in mind. And it can't be the goal or the campaign is everything that you're going to do to try to achieve that goal, including naming the campaign. You have to get out your in-kind letters. You have to submit donation requests. And the reason why I came on here is because nonprofits are dear to my heart. And it is August, it is almost September, and the main time people love to give is Thanksgiving, Christmas, and at the end of the year. Why? Because that's when people are closing out their books. That's when people feel more heartfelt because it's the holiday, the season of giving. And that's when you can get things, right? You can get things for your nonprofit. And so this is the goal of every nonprofit. You cannot just walk up in this place and think you're going to have everything you need. It takes a lot of strategic planning. You have to know who are giving, who's giving what, okay? Who's giving what? How often do they give? What amounts do they give? When did they give the last amount? Hello, Ron. When did they give the last amount? What type of businesses did they give it to? Why is that important is the question. Do you think my story is how I can go to people? Of course, your story. And that's one of the reasons why I've been talking about, not just for nonprofit, for profit businesses, is how the value of your story. People want to know why you're doing what you're doing. It does build up like knowing trust. Okay. And you have to be able to open your mouth up. You have to tell people, why are you doing what you're doing? Okay. Because if you can't talk about your business, you cannot expect anybody to give to it. And don't think that your why is selfish. It's not selfish. You can open up a business or a nonprofit. Okay, whether your business is a profit business or a nonprofit, it helps the community because it changes the community. But if you have a nonprofit, one of the things I liked when Kim Fields had spoke, I went to a autism and learning disabilities fundraiser, and Kim Fields spoke. She said that her mother, Chip Fields, says, find a need and fill it. That was powerful. If y'all call it, find a need and fill it. Whether you are a profit business or a nonprofit, find a need and fill it. Fill it. And it's going to take hard work, because whether it's a nonprofit or a profit business, it is a business. If it's a church, it's a business. Okay. How you going to get them people in your seats? The biggest contributor to the church is the donations that people give. It's the tithes and offerings people give. That's how they keep the doors open. Can they apply for grants? Of course. Can they get sponsors? Of course. Can they apply for foundations and corporations and stuff? Of course, but they cannot do it with their mouth closed. Here's something else. This is the old saying, and I'm gonna apply it to here. A closed mouth don't get fed, and a closed hand to keep them doors open. And regardless of what the lies that people told you, hey, every business need revenue. And let me tell you something. Nonprofits are an organization. They are not small businesses. You may think that you are a small business when you are a nonprofit because it's just you and a couple of people. But when you open that business and did your paperwork, especially when you established as a 501(c) or one of the other 501s, because its numbers is I think it's 11 of those. Anyway, you became a corporation. You are not a small business. So therefore, you have to stop operating as a small business. If you are a small business owner and you have a desire to have big businesses, a large business, you got to stop thinking like that small, poverty-minded person, or you will never see your goals manifest. Because the thing that's blocking it is you, the way you think. Because the way you think and you feel creates an electric or magnet that will either deflect things away from you or draw things near you. So one of the things I do is I talk to clients. I talk to clients because I'm working on their mindset. That's where the life come in. We got to change your mindset. We got to change the way you're doing things in life, because listen, I'm not trying to waste your time or mine. I'm in here. My goal is to build empires. Okay. I talk to a lot of people. I talk to a lot of people, and a lot of people say, I want to start my business. Well, come on with it. Let's get it together. So I mentioned, in order to talk to them, you have to have some type of elevator pitch. You have to have some type of in-kind letter. You have to have campaigns. You have to have a strategic plan, just like a regular profit business. If you want customers, let's go over here to the profit business. You got to have some type of plan. You have to have some type of program. You may not call it a program, but you have to have some type of system developed in order to keep the customers coming. You have to know what you're going to say when people ask you about your business. Or else, why even open up the door? If you don't know how, and the thing about it, if you don't know how to write a grant, there's people who will write grants. There's people who will write you elevator pitch. There's people who will write you in-kind letters. There's people who will write you donation request letters. But if you just sit on them, and how you gonna complain that you're not getting a donation? The reason why I said I made this mistake is because I was scared. I was terrified. I was terrified to ask people for a quarter because it was so outside my comfort zone. But if you want sponsors, you got to tell them what your need is, what you want, and you have to know exactly what you need. But here's something else, another mistake that nonprofits do, especially starting out, is sometimes they go and they get these in-kind awards, right? And they're in-kind, or the donations might be physical material. And they get mad because it's physical material. These are the small starting out that don't know what they're doing. Physical materials. And they think, I can't do nothing with that. Rondell said, okay, so what if I actually get somebody to draw up how I want the front of my business to look, and then I put my story on it, and the reason why I put it on it, people, cars, and houses and businesses. Are you talking about your logo? Are you talking about a physical building? Which one? A physical building? So, okay, so your store. Okay, so if you have a physical building, how you tell your story on a physical building is through images, is through your logo, is through the way, the cosmetics of your building. Okay. Okay, to give people an idea of the cosmetics of your building. Like, for example, if you are opening, hello, Ronnie Smith, if you open up, and I'm going to use you an example. If you're opening up a brick and mortar and it's for sophisticated, say you're selling cigars and you're selling expensive cigars, okay? If you're selling expensive cigars and you sell expensive whiskey, I don't know, I'm just saying something. Expensive whiskey, you can name some whiskey, or expensive brandy, let's say brandy. You tell the story by the cosmetics, by the way your logo look. Okay, don't just take a piece of paper or a piece of wood and take some paint and write on it Jackie Cigars. Because if you did that, that doesn't look expensive, that looks cheap. So people gonna expect to go in there and spend $1. But if you want sophisticated people who may work in business somewhere and they want a relaxing place where people won't bother them, this is why you see clubs or businesses that go for luxury, and they make sure their signs are really pretty and bold, and the cosmetics, everything is all defined and slick and very clean and put together, and they don't have any wood partitions in their bathrooms. They actually got real regular partitions. They don't have nothing ghetto and duct tape in there, because those things look poor. Okay, everything is upscale, and I'm not saying you got to spend thousands of dollars, but you have to find a way to give it a great look. And that look, even with the furniture, you may have a modern day looking furniture in there, and it wouldn't be a crazy color either. Those things show that your impression that everything is upscale. What you charge, like if you have them, I'm just saying, if it's a cigar place and you have a membership, what you charge for the membership, how much you charge for your cigars. I hope you're writing it down. I'm answering your question. How much you charge for your cigars. All that tells a story. It tells what type of clients you think. What type of clients you're trying to attract. Okay, if you go in the Dollar Tree, ain't nothing wrong with the Dollar Tree, y'all. Y'all can really clean up some stuff at the Dollar Tree. But if you don't clean it up and make it look glamorous, and you put the Dollar Tree stuff in there, and people come in there in Dollar Tree or Dollar General chairs, and they plastic and stuff, and they falling on their butt, and you can't charge people $1,000 for a VIP spot, and they sitting on plastic lawn chairs that you got from the Dollar Tree. I mean, from the Dollar General, and a plastic table and different color furniture up in the space, okay, and a painted sign, a wood painted sign that say Jackie Cigars on there, and then you expect to attract people who will spend thousands of dollars. You get what I'm saying, Rondell? This is how you tell your story. The way you behave when your customers come in. Customer service is a big thing. When people aren't spending that much money in places, generally, the customer service is what it is. But when people are spending large amounts, they expect to be catered to. Go into a boutique where it's expensive, okay? Go into one of those shops. Hello, LLPZ. I mean, I don't know what you mean. LLPZ. How you tell your story. Okay, if you have a regular profit business, how you tell, and I'm going in detail in that class, right? In the class that I'm doing on the 25th. It's social media live class. It's not just me telling you how to go live. It's how to take your story with you. And I'll go deeper and I'll give a couple of examples. And that's when you can really ask questions and stuff, because I went over my time. I'm over my time, but I just wanted to focus mostly on the nonprofits and stuff. So you want to make sure that you get into that Facebook live class, and you click the Linktree link in my bio to go to it. And on Instagram, it's the link in the bio, or you can go to www.JackieMcKeever.com. Anyway, to register for that class is your opportunity to ask questions for free. Hello, Kathy Lewis. How are you doing? It's your opportunity to ask questions relating to it for free. Okay. So the class is going. The last day to register is Friday, because the class is going on the 25th, and the link won't work the same way after the 23rd, which is Friday. So around midnight, which is Saturday morning, technically, that link won't work the same way. It may say noon. I haven't checked the timer. I haven't checked to see what it say. It may be noon the 23rd, but I know it's the 23rd. I have to check and see what the posting actually says, if it says a particular time. But you don't want to wait till then. You want to go ahead and register for this free class and listen to these examples. But as far as the in-kind letters, the donation letters, donation request letters, the elevator pitch, I actually do those. Now, I don't fill out requests for, I don't provide grant writing at this time right now, but I will in the future. But I can refer you to some grant writers, right? But the point is, open up your mouth and do the work, get the work done. And if you're interested in your elevator pitch, your in-kind letter, your donation request, IM me, and we can set it up. It's simple, plain as that. But other than that, make sure you get in this social media live class, okay? Because it's going down. And the only ones who registered will be the only ones who receive the link on Saturday. Hello, Tony Prime Rose. How are you doing? So once again, I'm gonna give you the 7 that I'm 7 ways to get nonprofit funding before I get off of here. Number 1 is 73% comes from donations. Foundations is to corporations, grants, earned income, federated funds, fiscal sponsors, or just sponsors, period. Okay, those are 7 things. My name is Jackie. I am a life and business coach. What I do is I help you get to more in life, in your finances, and in your business. Make sure you join me tomorrow for another training session. Goodbye. Have a wonderful day, y'all. Bye-bye. Thank you for staying with me to the end. I went over a little bit because I wanted to try to answer a couple of your questions, and I wanted to get all these topics in. All right. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.